Okay, so Scrap Station is 1-1 between our players. On the left side of Scrap Station, we are going to have FaYDe spawning as our purple Zerg. On the right side is ROOTMinigun as our teal Protoss.
It's you, Steve. It's all you, baby.
Oh yeah, this is a cool map. I don't know. People say this map is imbalanced for Zerg versus Protoss, but I feel like any ranged splash units coming down that middle. I mean, Zerg has no room to engage. Force fields are extremely powerful. I mean, I'm not seeing it. I don't see the Zerg imbalance here. Maybe I've always just missed it. Maybe you can enlighten me, Thunder Bro.
Well, Mutaplay is nice. Seeing the distance between the main and the natural is actually pretty hard for Protoss to expand here. And both of those mineral lines face outwards, so you can harass them pretty effectively. And that will kind of shut down the timing of Colossi play. Zerg does have a nicer time just because of the ground distances early on. Although once Warp Gate gets up, that's a little bit negated if Protoss can have proxy pylon. But Zerg just feel a lot more comfortable on this map for some reason. The natural now, after that patch put those destructible rocks or destructible debris there, is a lot more easily defended. So, although we do say FaYDe going for that gas and then Pool not going for a quick expansion.
Yep, so he's going to be going for metabolic boost first. He's not going to necessarily be throwing down the expansion anytime soon. And I'm wondering if he's just going to be playing off the map a little bit and try to do some early aggression. Maybe he's just playing super safe, expecting something from Minigun and just going the same build.
I don't know.
Map.
Looking at just the past two games, I feel like FaYDe is a very strong early game player and that he's very effective at doing these little timing pushes. I mean, he definitely threw Minigun off his game.
Is that me?
No, it's Steve.
Yeah, Thundertoss, you're lagging. What?
I see Destiny.
That was weird. Am I still lagging?
Nope.
That was strange.
Huh. Anyway. Oh yeah, FaYDe seemed really strong in the early game, but I don't know, his late game had me a little worried last game. I don't like to see him forego an easy early expansion. I mean, if there is one way that this map is Zerg favored, it's that the distances between the bases is so far. So things like 4-gate or 2-racks pushes are much easier to defend here. It's very easy for Zerg to take the natural right off the bat. I would hate to see FaYDe pass up that opportunity here.
Yep. And for those of you who don't know, FaYDe actually just recently switched to Zerg, sometimes within the last 3 or 4 weeks. He told me that he was been practicing hard for a couple weeks to switch to Zerg. But this is not his main race, so that may be why his late game is a little bit slacking.
But FaYDe obviously very good with his early game because that was one of the most aggressive Zerg plays I've ever seen, because I don't think I've ever seen 4 hatcheries thrown down so early. 2 macro hatches in your natural. But it apparently paid off just because he did lose his main. But
I mean, I'm not too sure if Zerg can actually afford 4 hatcheries on 2 bases, especially when you're going heavy roach, but
well, I think he was at that point, since he did see the heavy stalkers and saw Blink, he decided he wanted to switch over to Lings.
Sure.
And it apparently worked. I'm surprised he actually lived through that, losing his main layer. Right now we do have a Roach Warren coming up, about halfway done. He's getting that hatchery to his expansion almost complete, and metabolic boost just now finishing. ROOTMinigun doesn't really have a whole lot of units out. He does have a Stalker, Zealot, and Sentry. He's getting his 2nd and 3rd gateway up, so not really revealing what he's doing quite yet.
Looks like
he's actually chrono boosting Warp Gate.
Looks like Minigun is going for a fast expand here, 3-gate fast expand. I see 1 Sentry out. He's getting a 2nd coming. That unit comp, the heavy Sentry unit comp, is really typical of a Protoss that's fast expanding.
Yep, looks like you're right, as he is getting that pylon at the bottom of his ramp.
We'll have to see what he does here. Could opt to go for a 6-gate push. That is kind of pretty powerful on this map, I think. But Minigun does like to get that quick robo after his expansion, so he could be doing anything. He is a very good player and does like to counter a lot, so we'll see what he does up to. Quick Immortal might help against these roaches that are already out for FaYDe. FaYDe looking to do some pressure here. very similar to game 1, it looks like.
I'm not passing judgment on FaYDe, but I definitely I see what you mean when you talk about having just recently switched to this race. It seems like these rushes that he's doing are kind of lacking refinement. I don't feel like he's got his timings as well thought out as they could be. I know maybe he could have droned a little bit harder before really dedicating himself to this push. I mean, now that he's produced this many early units, he really has to do damage here. Otherwise, he's going to be playing from behind the entire game, and I just don't think he set up the necessary economy to do it before actually starting to push.
No, and looking at units lost, he's already falling behind as it is. He's already down on Harvesters by quite a bit trying to do that timing attack, and it's not paying off.
Yeah, I would have rather seen more drones, maybe even a lair for roach speed, just a bigger economy going into this. I mean, either that or he needed to attack much earlier, because once Minigun has these sentries out, I mean, he can kind of perpetually hold off just this easy Ling Roach combo. I mean, there's no real way that you can overwhelm somebody who can throw up invincible force fields to stop your pressure.
Yep, we do see Minigun getting Immortal out, which is really going to help against these Roaches. Also with Force Field, going to be able to keep it safe versus the Lings. We do see him trying to force out the Roaches, though, and taking care of the Lings. I think it's a bit of a mistake. He is losing that Immortal.
Wow.
A lot of health went down on that just from those Lings.
Minigun just made a huge micro mistake in there. All of those Lings were able to surround. I think he knocked out 2 sentries there and a couple of other units. That was really bad on Minigun's part. He should have dropped force fields almost right on top of his units to minimize all of the Lings surrounding there.
Yep.
Well, right now FaYDe is completely all in, it looks like, since he is producing nothing but Lings. 20 just popped with 14 on the way. He completely stopped drone production at 20. Minigun is up to 36 right now, so Minigun just has to live through this. Even better for him, he just got a great force field down and is killing all of those Roaches.
I like these force fields much more. I like these
Yep.
force fields much more.
Completely negating these Lings. Does have 2 Immortals out, which have regained their shields. Not going to be very effective against these Zerglings here, but I don't see him dying to this right now.
No,
His economy
definitely.
is just so much larger right now. We do see, yep, 36 to 20 Harvester count, and there's the GG.
Replay saved.